Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 13th of 2022, and ever since the very end of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, a lot of Star Wars fans around the world have really been looking forward to the future of the Star Wars franchise by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas, because Kathleen Kennedy has no creative involvement on anything Star Wars related besides the Acolyte series and of course the Skeleton Crew Star Wars show after what was done with the Kenobi TV series. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the Star Wars universe is that there are a lot of things happening between George, Jon, and Dave on really dragging in a lot of Star Wars Legends material to really give fans a very much, callback to what happened so many years ago with all those different stories that George Lucas approved, and exactly how that's going to build its way into the current and existing Disney Star Wars canon material. Now, moving forward from all of this, we already know that Favreau and Filoni are involved with over a dozen Star Wars projects. In fact, they are working on a lot of different live-action and animated material that will be announced at D23 and Disney Plus Day later this year. By the way, those are two big events that are going to basically be the homes of all these different announcements for the future of Star Wars films, TV shows, comics, books, and more. So, on top of all of that, what's even all the more intriguing has a lot to do with Favreau's take on the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series and exactly what's happening behind the scenes with all of this, and what it really means for the future of the Star Wars universe and, of course, the Star Wars community at heart. Now, with that being said, however, we all know that there are a lot of creators out there that were very unhappy with the Kenobi TV series, including the original Kenobi writer Stuart Beattie. However, with Disney and Lucasfilm now focused on their new Star Wars TV shows, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are getting ready to make some big announcements at Disney Plus Day and D23 for what fans can expect. However, it's noted that currently creators Favreau and Filoni are looking over the plans for editing the first season of Obi-Wan Kenobi that was initiated by Disney executives a couple of weeks ago, that they plan to release sometime in 2023. It's, of course, a big thing that is going to be described by Favreau and how Favreau completely dislikes the ending of the Kenobi TV series, and how Darth Vader lets Reva survive and believes that it breaks Darth Vader's character. Favreau behind the scenes is described to be overwhelmed over the fact that Stuart Beattie's script was ignored for the Kenobi TV show, and Favreau was very frustrated also over the fact of how Kathleen Kennedy cut down Qui-Gon Jinn's screen time as a Force ghost from 5 minutes down to just seconds. As of now, Favreau is described to be in charge of a team of editors that will be working on a re-edit of the series episodes that will include deleted scenes that were supposed to be in the final cut that Kennedy ordered to actually erase from the show. And also, Favreau is strictly focusing on fixing the ending of the Kenobi TV series by introducing the proper scenes that involve more of Qui-Gon Jinn that take place inside of a cave on Tatooine. Now, Favreau has already expressed his frustration with the ending of the Kenobi TV series in a recent interview where he stated the following: "I just would have done things very differently. In fact, I would have really set things up for some of the known characters that I enjoy, and I just wasn't feeling it with the fact also that Reva survived by the hands of Vader. This to me is out of character and would never have happened with anybody else." Favreau is set to begin work on a re-edit of the Kenobi series by the end of this year that Disney wants to update on their streaming service by 2023. Now, before I get to the next thing that's even all the more interesting here, Stuart Beattie, alright, the original Kenobi writer, in case you guys did not know, he too is very frustrated and angry over the fact that they ignored the fate of Reva from his scripts and did not use that in the Kenobi TV show. And that really kind of created a lot of problems, and why Stuart Beattie is really eager to come back for a season 2. It's exactly why he is currently in the talks with Disney executives on coming back for season 2 of the Kenobi TV series. So that is of course one thing that a lot of fans, need to be aware of, is that it's not just the fans that are very much frustrated over all of this, but it's also, the creators that were once involved and are going to be involved with the Kenobiverse, as I like to call it. Now, on top of all of this, alright, this is where things begin to pick up even more so, is that Stuart Beatty, in case you guys did not know, he actually had a lot of creative differences with Kathleen Kennedy, alright? So, there were a lot of problems between those two, and that's ultimately what made him, of course, no longer involved in the Kenobi series. That's why Kathleen Kennedy wanted a different writer. She wanted Joby Harold, who, by the way, is not even a Star Wars fan, really. He himself even said that he doesn't really watch, the prequels, or he hasn't really seen Revenge of the Sith from start to finish, and that, to me, is a big, major red flag. But moving on to the next thing here that's even, all the more intriguing is that, additionally, George Lucas will be helping with the re-edit of the Kenobi series with a new team of editors, but also the second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Favreau, behind the scenes, is described to be very let down over the Kenobi show ending and felt that it needed more emotion in what's happening. Favreau also said in another interview recently about the Kenobi series ending, stating the following: "I just feel at times there needed to be more emotion. I respect both Joby and Deborah, but things would have been done way more personally if I was involved. I felt that they had very little time and very little episodes to create enough to make the ending all the more of an impact on the fans. It didn't have that magic." Favreau behind the scenes was not happy with how Kenobi felt very underwhelmed with how Qui-Gon Jinn's appearance as a Force ghost, and is planning on using the deleted scenes that held more emotion for Kenobi, witnessing a Force ghost for the very first time. So, Favreau was also underwhelmed about how Kenobi was underwhelmed of witnessing Qui-Gon Jinn for the first time. And there was a lot more Qui-Gon footage out there that never made it to the final cut. In fact, it was supposed to be actually more and longer than the whole Yoda Force Ghost sequence in The Last Jedi. So that really kind of brings you to really, think to yourself, what did they really plan for Qui-Gon Jinn? Well, one thing that we do know is that it was supposed to take place in a cave on Tatooine, and most likely was going to be a scene that takes place after Kenobi meets Qui-Gon while he's on his Eopie. Now, obviously, Qui-Gon Jinn was so fast. I think it was probably one of the, top brief, moments for a Force ghost aside from Luke and Leia appearing on Tatooine in The Rise of Skywalker. It was very brief, I will add, but they had a lot more to do, and Jon Favreau is involved with the re-edit of the Kenobi series. We've been talking about this, of how they plan on updating it on Disney Plus sometime in 2023, with added deleted scenes and added other sequences being rearranged, and how Favreau is going to be involved with a lot of this, and really helping out with that, making that all happen. Now, obviously, a lot of fans are expressing mixed emotions about a Kenobi Season 2. Some fans say it's not even worth bringing in a Season 2. Other fans are very excited about that. And it is actually brewing behind the scenes. It is going to involve people like Favreau, Filoni, Peyton Reed, Stuart Beatty's in the talks. Honestly, I would give it a shot, see how it is. I think that they're going to nail it. These are real creators, unlike Joby Harold, who is not a Star Wars fan. The same thing in my opinion, and that's my opinion. I think that Taika Waititi and what he's been talking about with the Star Wars films out there, and how he doesn't really, think about the prequel trilogy all that much. He even forgot that Natalie Portman was even in it. So that's another example. But overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to